Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Dietz Stadium in Kingston, New York. You're looking live at the next turf pitch here, which awaits the arrival of the host Kingston Stockade FC against Elm City Express, a team in its second year in the league out of New Haven, who happened to win the league championship last year. So their trophy case already has some hardware. And it's exciting to host them for the first time. We didn't play them last year. They were in a different division.
We played them in the playoffs.
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
No. We
oh,
lost.
that was the final. That's right.
Steve
we lost
Patch checking in.
I don't know
We were
anything.
in Jersey for
I
the
don't know
Clark
what I'm talking about.
Had they won, they would have played Elm
right.
City.
That's right.
And Elm City ran the table basically from that point on,
right,
beating a team from Odessa, Midlands, Texas, 5-0 in the championship game in front of 3,000 fans in New Haven. I heard it was quite a party. Jim Morrison's ghost even showed up. So we got a beautiful sunny evening here. The fans are streaming into Dietz. It's another kind of late arriving crowd, but we broke 1,000 last Saturday, and I expect we'll do the same this week. I'm Spike Rusho, and I'm glad to be here and glad to be joined by the voice of the Kingston Stockade, Mr. Steve Patch, who is busy doing real journalism work to my left with lineups and formations and strategies.
Well, we got a roster this week.
We have an information revolution, yes.
With actual positions and numbers for Elm City. So we're sort of we're coming into the new age of technology and information.
I say they're
high-speed information.
They're kind of a real organization and not an institution, so it's a little easier to get. Last weekend we were kind of hamstrung by our lack of roster information.
Well, I don't even think the officials had
had
a roster last year.
There is a void sometimes that we exist in, but we do our best. And it's great to be here, and it is a great night for football. And I know everyone's jacked up because of today's events, the World Cup with a big Saturday.
What a day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been a huge day.
4 matches.
Started off at 6 a.m. with France playing. Who did France play this morning?
They beat the Aussies.
They beat the Aussies,
yeah.
right. Speaking of the Aussies, we usually have somebody from Australia listening in, and you know, it's usually the crack of dawn over there, and I just wanted to send a message out to him if he is listening today that I was up at the crack of dawn watching the Aussies play.
Watching it. They still have the old keeper from Fulham. What's his name? No, he's probably too old. Cahill's on that team, I imagine.
No, he didn't. Maybe he was.
I've run out of
their
Aussie
keeper was like
references.
Tom Ryan or something like that.
Well, you know. The day transpired, I awoke to the penalty kick miss by some guy named Messi. I counted about 18, 19 Messi shirts coming in the stadium today, but the youngsters still love to buy that shirt. Quite the role model. And I did.
Well, that was an amazing game, especially because after it was over and they were doing the highlights on the national broadcast. It was great because they kept playing the. Oh, here we're having our welcome from
our
the
man
announcer.
Who's wearing the Mexico kit. Nice. We got a bilingual intro. Nice copy.
New announcer this week.
And your team, the Kingston Stockade.
Antonio Flores Lobos.
Old school Mexico kid. I love it. It's our PA announcers to the right of us here, and he's.
Let's go to the records.
He's got more data than we do.
Played 4 matches this season, resulting in 1 win.
And there's fans.
Oh, we cut out.
Yeah,
the road support was late for Elm City. The Brick Oven Brigade, 3 of them are in the.
I was going to say all 3 of them
with
are
their
here.
pizza flag. They were in Newburgh last we heard, but they made it for the game.
What does that flag say? Does it say pizza or
they
pasta?
Have a pizza theme.
Okay.
For some reason.
Well, because of New Haven pizza, yeah. There's the place that's like famous for clam pizza and something.
Sounds disgusting.
Somebody from New Haven will have to come onto the broadcast and tell us why.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
2018 sponsors, including our title sponsor, Trailways New York.
All right, coming up, we have
who also provides our
anthem
away
singer
game transportation
for today.
Radio Woodstock, one of the Hudson Valley's premier locally owned and operated radio
I'm sure
stations.
Antonio will fill us in on
And
her
we're
background.
happy to announce a new
Always quality
sponsor this
singers
year,
here at
Lyft,
Dietz
the
Stadium. They get people from the Festival of the Voice of
rideshare
Phoenicia.
company in the United States.
Musicians everywhere in the Hudson Valley checking in.
Our sideline sponsors
I have a good trivia question.
Best Western Plus
We do have a tradition of that in the Hudson Valley.
Steve, who sang the first? Who did the first national anthem for the first ever Stockade home game?
This is a piece of trivia I cannot answer.
I know the answer.
I know, that's
Mike
why
and
you asked the
Ruthie.
question.
Mike
Oh,
and Ruthie.
right.
Loud mandolin.
The mammals.
Using organic
Fantastic.
grains since 1983.
It started off well.
Cabinet designers, the kitchen and the bathroom design firm, Ryan Roach and Ryan LLP, a full-service law firm with over 50
another
years
little
of experience. Todd's
glitch
Salsa.
here is we
Todd
don't
Salsa is
know
passionate
the numbers
about
for
supporting
2
local
of the
communities.
Elm City players
Go
who are
to
starting, so we'll have to
salsa.com for more
sort that
information.
out. Will
And
Emerson,
Ford Square,
who's
creators of the Ford
going to be
Square
playing on the back
City
line
Guide
from
app
Yale. We
and
don't have a number from him, nor do we have a number for Suarez, who's going to be playing in the middle.
Well, I was glad to see they're not starting their English keeper who carried them through the playoffs.
Por favor, se pide
So do you
que
think
por
he's
favor
injured, or do you
póngase
think-
de pie
He's
para
an
escuchar el
assistant
himno
coach
It
at
has-
Quinnipiac. Maybe
And now,
he's scouting. For
please
the
Well, it
rise
also
for the
it
national
has
anthem
2
and
stars
meet our
next to his
performer
name,
of the day.
along with Oscar Acosta. I'm guessing that's
Sonia
for
Perlob
captains.
is a
So
15-year-old
I'd be
high
surprised
school
if they were not
student
starting their
who has
captain
been performing since
goalkeeper.
the age
But
of
we're going to
7
pause for the national
with the
anthem.
New
National
York
anthem at Dietz
Conservatory
Stadium.
for the Arts. Ladies and gentlemen, Sonia Perlob.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Look at the rainbow smoke flares happening in the foreground.
11 for the Elm City
Dutch guard
Express.
representing Pride.
Number 6, Kevin Ipna. Number
Both
93,
Stockade
Shaquille
Pride
Sanchez.
and
Number
LGBTQ
21,
Pride.
Miguel
Get a
Alcover.
pregame handshake here. It's always
Number
good to see.
32, Anthony
And
Ashanti.
we've got a starting
20,
lineup for
Christopher
you
Canedo.
from Stockade,
Number
which
12,
is
Oscar
very close
Acosta.
to what it was
Number
last
7,
week,
Tyler Carlos.
with one small
Number
change.
19,
I believe
Jorge
Mike
Zubillas.
Corby's coming in the midfield.
Number
He
2,
came on as
Mike
a sub last
Semido.
week. But
Number 15,
of course, Super
Nelit
Steve Sknechny
Soares.
in goal.
And
Rossi, Markovic,
Will
Defont,
Emerson.
Condi,
The staff,
Matt Koziol,
the head coach
who,
is Teddy Haley. The
who I'm
assistant
guessing
coach
is probably
Elm
going to captain the
Eliu
side again.
Figueiredo,
Yeah, it looks like he's wearing the.
Parada,
New
yep.
mayor.
Parada in midfield again. Jeter, Pinero, and Espindola up front. See how long Pedro lasts this week. Wearing the home orange again this week, which is good to see. Elm City in white.
Well, Lindholm has most of his goal scorers in the starting 11 here today, so it's maybe sending a message. If you put it in the net, you're going to play. I don't know. They do I can't say last week was a must-win, other than I would say that it was a must-win. And the shutout was nice, and now the way the standings are, we're kind of right in the middle, and this team's right beneath us.
Right.
Elm City has played. This is their 4th game in 6 days.
Wow.
And they have another game on Wednesday. They're hosting Boston. But on this road trip, well, this amazing batch of games, they start off with a win over TSF at home last Saturday. Sunday lost at Greater Lowell 3-2. And Wednesday night we're down in Brooklyn in the LIU pit and drew 1-1. And that was with a goal by Shaquille Sanchez, who's been their number 93, who's been kind of on fire since last year. And I would say he is one to watch for Elm City out of one of their many Sacred Heart University players. And this kid is the real deal, according to NPSL insiders.
There's an NPSL radio show. I just found out.
I'm gobsmacked to hear such news. It's a kickoff. Wow, I have to check that out.
Stockade looking to press a little bit. A little higher than his usual routine for us. And here we're going to have
there's Sanchez
Shaquille on this side.
Sanchez wearing his wide receiver number there if you need a tight end.
Wow, he's gone past everybody, and it goes wide short side. Not really even close.
Let's let him do his running in the sunshine here. Maybe wear him down a little. Again, the bright sunshine today setting behind us here in the WPA tower at Dietz Stadium.
He set a pretty quick tone there by basically ghosting the entire right hand
They can't
side.
get lazy around that guy. They'll pay dearly if they do, the Stockade. Trailway's massive in the house again. The bus is parked up beyond the...
So going to be tall order for Gino Rossi here, playing left back for us. Comes tight.
Good shove.
Sanchez, and he pushes it off to Oliver. And Parada takes over, finds Koziel. Nice
bright
touch.
Technicolor here, Steve. These orange jerseys popping.
Pedro going wide quickly around his man, puts it in the middle. Nice pick off by Parada there, finds Koziel in the middle. Out to Condi. Condi got a haircut. So now he looks even more like
the team barber is booked overtime with this team. A lot of grooming. There's Jeter on the far right doing the dance.
Nice ball in, looking for Corby. Pedro got it, trying to get a shot off, puts it on net.
Trouble.
Spills it. There's a rebound. Jeter tried to skip in and toe poke it in, but
good second effort there.
Yeah, good early chance from Stockade there. Looks like everybody basically got a piece of that. We had Espindola, we had Corby, we had Pinero, and we had Jeter in there.
The bouncing ball
all getting
there.
A touch.
The man in green is Acosta, their keeper.
Colombian. And we don't have a reason or an explanation for why the English keeper is not starting today, but maybe we can get one before.
Maybe it's that schedule. I think he started the last 3.
Oh, really?
The old 4-game-a-week thing is getting to the keeper. I remember this team did that. Kingston did that the first season. It was exhausting.
Right.
But the alignment this year, the Stockades had a much nicer weekend schedule here. It's been very well paced.
Which brings up Arso Zahner. TJ Zahner's on the bench. Lee Simmons, Mikey Lanzetta, Juan Gotti, Guillermo Matos, and Creswick makes the bench this week. So
a lot of experience.
That answers
a lot of experience
one of our questions
on that aluminum this week.
But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how these young speed guys who've actually scored some nice goals for us in the past couple weeks handle this Elm City team, because it feels to me like it's a similar group of guys just from another part of from the state of Connecticut. We look down their list and we see Sacred Heart, Southern New Haven, Quinnipiac,
Yale, Post.
Yeah, Yale. Just as when you look at our roster, you see Siena and Marist and U of Albany. I don't understand how that was.
Pedro's appalled with that.
A foul on that, and that won't go very far towards helping his.
It's my bad because
first half
I did see the referees at Dunkin' Donuts before the games, but I didn't know it was the refs until I got here. So I should have, while they were getting their lattes, should have asked them who. I don't know who the refs are this week. In other words, yet another failure. Elm City with the kick.
Nice ball in towards penalty spot, headed away by Koziol. Nice job by Parada. Just get it out. I'm looking for Parada to have a little bit of a bounce back game. I felt like he was really strong 2 weeks ago, and then I felt like he was a little bit quiet last week, even though we did win. Oh, that was a nice pickoff right there. Heads it up, looking for Pinero, but Elm City was able to nip that one in the bud and move it up quickly. So clearly their move here is Oliver and Suarez here on the
Sanchez.
The right-hand side. As they go left, that's the announcer's curse, right?
Shaq Sanchez. It's through to Sanchez.
But he takes over top of the box, sets
nice dish.
Up
okay. Take that wide right.
And a corner.
Yeah,
Elm City corner. So I think this is, this is the second consecutive week that we have not seen Liz Simmons or Creswick in the lineup. So this is a new look for us. Definitely going with some youth, and it was flicked in.
And that's a goal right there.
Elm City.
Quietly off a corner, Sanchez.
It looked like Asante put it in.
I thought 93? No.
32, Asante with the goal for Elm City.
Eagle eye.
32, Asante. Asante with the goal, 32 for Elm City.
Steve Patch with the eagle eye. That happened so fast. Just kind of a side angle on the corner, and all of a sudden it is 1-0 to Elm City here in the 7th minute of the match.
Yeah, quick.
I don't even think the crowd noticed that.
No.
Skonechny was nonplussed. That was like a mail slot goal. Anthony
Asante is from Ghana.
He's one of the many post-university guys. The coach of Elm City is the longtime coach at Post University. NPSL Coach of the Year last year.
So Rossi back to DeFont. DeFont looking long, goes over Corby's head.
Yeah, Ted Haley. He's been at Post for 13 seasons and done wonders there.
Jeter looking in the middle. Just past Corby. Pedro tracking back. Oh, he might have nicked it away. The goalie had to clear it. The back pass fell just a little bit short there.
Had a Kingston throw off that ball. And 2 balls on the field. Trying the quick restart. Yeah, I thought that went off of Pedro, but
take it again. Throws in over Pinero. Good job by Danilo to poke it back. But quickly out. Long ball. Skonechny.
Trouble. Yeah, that's a Murphy's Law play right there. That's
so he was offsides, fortunately for Skonechny.
Steve's back to his all-green outfit after the purple get-up last week, the Grape Ape. But again, we see how Stockade reacts to going down 1-0 so early on a set piece.
Like a push there on Koziel. Pinheiro tried to recover, but Elm City bumped it up. So I'm going to take a guess and say Emerson is 19 and Suarez is 15.
Close to the area there, that
Direct
whistle.
kick. It's not a... Danilo was walking away with the ball. It was not in the box, as if I could tell.
I had the 21 as Kenyero. He's over the ball now. He's a defenseman for them. He's scored some goals. You know, the guy isn't...
21 is Alcover, Miguel Alcover. Carniero is 20.
For some reason I had him on their website said he's 21. He scored 2 goals against Lowell. But
well, I would think that
it would probably be
because Alcover's been attacking quite a bit. Great shot, short side over the wall.
Wow. 2-0 to Elm City. They've come to play
well,
here.
They have certainly quieted the crowd. Number 7, Carlos. Number 7, Carlos. Down 2-love early.
11th minute.
We have some work to do here.
Well, their road trip has not exhausted them, apparently. That theory is out the window. Elm City looking to be on their front foot here.
Elm City Express scores.
Over back to Shaq. Volleyed.
Still penetrating. There's just
that was Asante.
there.
That was the first goal scorer who put that right on net, and the beat goes on. Jeter. Leaves it a little short for Parada. Shaq takes over. Defont tracking. He beats him. And it goes
a handball,
short side.
Not called. We're lucky on that.
Skonechny collects, rolls it up to Rossi.
Some weak passing led to that break for Elm City.
It
was just so tentative. And Jeter just kind of rolled that over.
Just left it short.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, it does not take long for Sanchez to get around that corner and get the ball to the front of the net. Corby playing up high with Jeter with a nice head looking for Pinheiro. Cleared away. Again to another Dylan Santos. They definitely gave us a strange starting lineup.
The Enigma code has been.
I've accounted for I think 14 players on the field right now for Elm City. Maybe that's why they had such a quick start.
Yeah, well,
they're over. Not a starting 11.
They have an advantage. Yes,
starting 14.
That's a good strategy. I thought of that. Costa plays it out.
I'll tell you though, these guys are well drilled. I mean, look at Sanchez is just pinned to the sideline here, as is their left back. Far to Jeter, out to Pinero. Let's see if he can get a shot off. Leaves it for Cozio, low and wide left. But a nice little combination there. Stockade with a good chance.
Statement there. Take a shot, get a shot in here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of football to be played. 14th minute here at Dietz Stadium. Shadow's starting to get long. Acosta trying to set something up here off his goal box line. Proper goal kick.
Good job by Cozio to pick that off. Condi heads away. Parada up to Corby. Out to Pedro. Let's see if Pedro can find somebody in the middle. They got two on him. Oh, definitely going to get.
Gave Elm City a lot of time to replenish the back there. They seem to be in no hurry to get into the penalty area. I saw a lot of white jerseys getting back. Pedro goes down and gets the whistle.
I know. I don't know if he should be taking this on his. Oh, he's going to take it on his right. You know he's going to go top right, try and bend it.
The odds. The Steve Patch Sports Betting.
Well, that's his shot. Coming in from the left.
I sense a Jeter rebound.
Off of the elbow of the penalty box.
I'm going to say it. Save, rebound, Jeter stuff in.
With Pinero over there too. He does. He goes low and far side though. Looking for Corby, who's breaking near post. Dietz.
He sealed that off.
Away.
Sealed that off nicely.
Stockade throw. Now let's see if Rossi is going to be able to put the long throw in.
Headed out.
Parada in. Nice volley by Pedro, but goes wide. Well, they're starting to get their range.
See if they
just get some on goal.
Keep this up here and get right back into this. Down 2-0 here. 16th minute, as you can see on your lovely screen. Stockade YouTube channel. Feel free to chip in with your trolling comments.
Nice ball in by Sanchez. And Danilo did a good job coming over. Rossi has his hands full on this side with Sanchez. Well, the set pieces have not been kind in this end. They're 2 for 2, so.
Do you think you might want a veteran like Liz Simmons on, getting in the way of Sanchez?
And they were on the end of that one too. But it goes wide past the far post, and Skonechny will.
A lot of these guys have made their debut, and then Lindholm is giving them continuous games. I thought maybe bring them in, get their feet wet, and rest them. There's a million ways to go about it, but Rossi in the game again, starting 11.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of surprised.
Well, and there's not a huge amount of speed back there. Condi doesn't have much height. Markovic does, DeFont does, but between Rossi, DeFont, and Markovic, there's just not a lot of speed on that side. Good job by Koziol to come around and take it. Looking for Pinero, loses out. Alcover getting away. Looking for Jorge, but I think he was offside. The flag stayed down, but it was a little past him. Jorge Zubilaga from Uruguay.
Okay. The international flags flying, especially this weekend.
Pedro looking for another foul, but
Costa is going to pick that one up, and rolls it out to Samito. No trouble midfield ball loss here, Steve, that I've noticed. When they're right in front of us, Stockade is just losing possession.
Well, you know,
it's a high boot, maybe.
Struggling a little bit with our form here. You know, there's either big gaps between our back line and our midfield, or between our midfield and our front line. Sanchez pretty much having his way over there right now. Alcover putting it far post, and it goes wide.
Nice bend on that one.
Yeah, you know, basically uncontested.
Yeah, that was true.
Guys are standing off, and they're putting the ball, you know, in the box at will right now. Konechny, Koziel looking to flick that on, and commits the foul. Elm City out quickly. Parada takes a swipe, and Elm City gets the call. They're also quick with their set pieces. You know, they put the ball right back into play.
Dare I say, a very professional outfit, Steve.
Yeah, I'm impressed. This is the first time I've seen Pinheiro to Parada. Parada looking for Pedro. He's asking for it. He's onside. Picks it up down the left-hand side. Looking to get the ball in the middle. Jeter's there. Goes down. Doesn't get that call. Don't get that call. Pinheiro takes a shot.
Oh, it's deflected.
But it's
deflected there.
Collected by Okay, so we just got a question on YouTube from Donald Gailey from a viewer asking about are there playoffs? Yes, there are playoffs. And how many teams make the playoffs? Last year it was 4. This year I believe it's 4 again, even though we have a new divisional setup this year. And we have more teams, but we don't play home and home, so we might even have fewer games.
Yeah, you're not playing each team twice anymore like last year.
Where we had a 6-team division last year and played home and home 12 games. This year, I think there's 8 teams in the division where we play everybody once.
This is the biggest division in the NPSL. This
10, right.
This
and
the
so
North Atlantic.
We play everybody once.
So this is
10 games.
The biggest division across the country in this 100-team league that is NPSL. So yeah, the top 4 from this move on,
and right now, as it stands, we are 6.
We're in the middle.
And the Elm City are 7.
Well, they got a point on Wednesday, so it's not reflected in this literature, but Sanchez.
Nice 1-2 between Sanchez and Alcover.
This team you're watching in white, they made it to the 3rd round of the U.S. Open Cup this year and lost a tough match to the Charleston Battery, long-time U.S. Open Cup squad. We always heard about the Charleston Battery in that tournament, and once again this year that they stopped Elm City. But they made it one of the farthest rounds for the NPSL was
Parada,
Elm City.
It's good to hear that Josh Maley's taking in the stream today and sending us some love. Apparently there was a big brouhaha last week.
Pedro with the steal.
On Facebook from some fans.
Well, it might have been fake trolling. I sleuthed it a little bit.
You did?
Yeah, the names were just too familiar. I don't want to get into it's kind of morbid, but Dutch Guard took care of their own business.
Good. I was going to say, I heard rumors that people were talking about the drumming.
I think that might have been a red herring set up by one of the own. I have my theories about that.
Right.
But yeah, Josh, it was great having Josh in the booth.
It was.
Glad to hear from him.
He said he was going to come back.
Yeah, and then
Josh, if you're out there,
he's got the new father duties. I'm sure he's. And by duties, I mean both ways. We got a Kingston corner here in the 25th minute.
Looks like Elm City is setting up in a zone here. We go sort of short to Parada. Parada puts it in far post. Looking for Corby and Koziel there, and it goes for a Stockade throw.
Pedro with the long throw. Floating in. Elm City clears it.
Out wide, I couldn't tell if that was for Jeter or Corby, but either way, Elm City takes over.
If you're just joining us, two goals by Elm City. One in the 7th minute, off like a ghost corner, and the second one a free kick over the wall.
Corby for Koziel. Pedro's making a run. Get there. He does get there. He controls. Parada drops in to offer some support. Corby, Pinero, and Jeter set up in front, but
a little hesitant there. I think
falls
Parada might
short.
get a little closer there. And
Caught us a little flat-footed. Good step up by Danilo.
He could have gone to him a little bit there and kept that play alive. But
good over the top, finding Sanchez on the left-hand side. So he switched sides. Asante's making a run. Sanchez takes a shot. It's deflected away. Skonechny trying to chase it down before it goes out of the box and collects.
Steve with his millionth consecutive start for Kingston here.
Drop kick, long ball for Pinero. Alcover, looking for Sanchez. He was onside, and he does
back of the net.
Beautiful job.
They just control the midfield.
Chipping it short side.
Shaquille Sanchez.
And
makes it 3-0.
Danilo Markovic got a posthumous yellow card for trying to trying that late offside trap.
Ball from Elm City Express.
93 Sanchez. 93.
Elm City just owns the midfield. That play started right over the Kingston Tiger.
Yeah.
And getting it up to Sanchez, that's never going to end well. Just sense they've surrendered the midfield a little bit here, and it's costing them dearly. Elm City up 3-0 here in the 28th minute. Stockade's had a few shots on goal, but for the most part, this has been a clinic by the boys from New Haven, who've come in on a sunny day here and put 3 in the back of the net in quick order, but a lot of ball to be played. Kingston player down. Corby with the wonky ankle there. Walking it off. No need for medical attention. Referee pausing things a bit here. Over the ball is Juan Parada. And tries a short low one to Pedro. Turns and shoots from a pretty impossible distance and angle, but managed to get it kind of wide right, if you will. But Acosta, the keeper, taking his time in the shadows creeping into his box here at Dietz Stadium. This NPSL clash, first ever meeting between defending champion Elm City Express and your Kingston Stockade. And here comes Elm City again through their midfield. Controlling, moving forward there, and a grab by Corby. There's a lot of clutching and grabbing by the guys in orange, and it's really, it's not getting called, but it's not working either. But Elm City still in possession, the far left.
Well, Danilo got caught on that last one with, allowing Sanchez to get goal side. And it looked like he sort of stepped up at the same time to try and get the offsides call. But, I mean, it really wasn't close. And Sanchez was away, and he wasn't going to catch him.
There's a haircut.
Pinero with a wave of the arm.
He gave him the scalp dust there. Called by the ref.
Carlos, who was the goal scorer off of the Tyler Carlos off of the set piece up to Asante.
Yeah, Sanchez's shot too was just well placed, just over Steve's shoulder. I mean, it's one of those right over kind of.
Yeah, I mean that was a goal scorer's finish. I mean he collected it,
very
he turned,
yes.
And So Alcover setting up to take this one with his left, and
looks like a 5-man wall for
Skonechny
Kingston.
looks like he's trying to move the wall over, but he goes near side. Tried to,
well placed wall there, good man.
Yeah. He was trying. I think he was trying to force him to go far side.
Got to take
that's where he set up.
The little positives here.
Yep.
I won't use the cliche baby steps, but on this team, there's been a lot of births, and it may be appropriate. But see if Super Steve can get an assist here.
And we just got the report that Josh Maley had a baby girl.
Oh, yes.
He just told us in the chat. So, congratulations to Josh.
The roster expansion in the Maley household.
Yeah, it's happening. It's that time of the year. It's spring, So Cozio with a nice ball to Jeter on the right flank. Jeter, who, again, has had a bit of a quiet day. But he chips in off his left foot, looking for Corby.
And they're all over the field.
He took it over. Pinero looking high and long for Pedro. Pedro kind of just ducked his head and put his elbow out. And Elm City, Sanchez through the middle. And
a stoppage
down.
in mid. It's the first one today that they've stopped.
Yep.
I think they can build on that.
But look at Sanchez right now. He's glued to this.
Yeah, he knows his
right
assignment.
Line, yeah. I mean, positionally they're excellent. They're making great runs. They're spreading the field.
Saved their bacon Wednesday night in Brooklyn. They scored in the 71st minute to tie it, getting a point against a very tough Brooklyn Italians team, who have a thing to say about this whole pizza deal.
Pinero,
too, sure.
Pedro. And the ball is out for a throw. Looking to the ball girl. She woke up. Rossi takes over.
Even she's stunned by this scoreboard.
Yeah. Koziol still a little too far out for a shot. Rolls it for Condi, but
see, that's
way too far, and Apina takes over.
That's an all-star game play right
City.
there. There's guys that it looks like they've never played together.
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to run forward or not? Somebody has to know.
Yeah. Are you going to fill the space? Are you going to fill the lane? Present yourself. Good job by Condi there.
So make up for it here.
Gives it back to Pinheiro. Pinheiro on the corner. Jeter to put it in. Tries to bend it.
They keep that kind of the razzle dazzle going, just inching closer to into the area. They could get a result.
Yeah.
But coulda, woulda.
Well, I'm kind of feeling like we're going to see.
I thought I might see some joggers on the sideline there for Kingston, but so far a lot of slumped bodies on the aluminum.
I wouldn't be surprised if the gaffer makes a couple changes at the half. That's never a good sign when the changes are made at the half, rather than at the, 60th or the 75th minute. But
well, we're lucky this has been a clean played match so far. Not a whole lot of fighting, jostling, or stomping. Or injuries.
No, not a lot of fouls. A couple of cards. I did say, and the announcer's curse.
Pedro goes down holding
his ankle.
His third metatarsal. No, that's in your hand. I'm trying to. It's the only way I learned physiology was watching sports.
I think this is all for the benefit of the fourth official.
That's the first time he's gone down, though. And we're in the 35th minute, so that's a record for Pedro. Nice chip to Elm City, just moving it up.
Sante. Another run by Sanchez, but he curls back and the ball dribbles out. And Stockade will take over. Rossi to Defont.
Sanchez, native
Defont
of
to
Kingston, Jamaica.
Corby dropping back. Corby's kind of all over the place. He's been playing high up with Pinheiro, and now he's dropping back deep with Koziol. Pinheiro, nice hold. Finds Condi on the right-hand side. Condi tries to go back to him. Gets the throw. Quickly to Pinheiro. Corby back up in the middle. Pinheiro with a nice move, but he loses it. Elm City turns it. Sanchez calling for it on the left-hand side. Picked off by Parada. Elm City controls.
93's got a lot of real estate. Yep. Even the crowd's yelling his number.
Yep.
Parada, you need two Paradas on that guy.
Well, between Asante and Rossi here on the near side, these two, we cannot handle them one-on-one with Defont and Rossi. They've just clearly just taken the ball and pulled away in a different gear. Making another long ball over the top. Good cutback. Leaves it. Far right post. And
I think Steve thought that one had the...
Fortunately, that one...
He went in the full dive. He seemed pretty far back in his box, too. That was... I was watching him, and I thought, uh-oh, here comes another ripple in the twine. But no. Spared that, and it's still 3-0 Elm City. Stockade coming off a nice 2-0 win over Seacoast last Saturday. Similar glorious early summer day.
Another giveaway right in the middle of the field. Alcover. '19, who I'm guessing is Emerson. No, it's Jorge.
Jorge Zubaliga.
Zubaliga. The Uruguayan.
Super Steve with the goal kick here. Kingston, a few shots on goal so far. They haven't been completely dominated, but
no, we've had a couple chances. Everything has gone wide. I don't think we've made the goalie really work, except for that sort of ping pong ball in the early set piece that everybody seemed to touch, but still Didn't get past the keep. Nicely out to Sanchez. Canero making a run, and Sante making a run. Rossi takes over back to Defont.
He's got the Mike McGee haircut back there. That's the new haircut. And Gino Rossi. Reminds me of Mike McGee when he came up with the Metro Stars. That same.
Nice little 1-2 there. Pedro trying to flick it on for Parada. Koziel picks it off, goes out to Condi. I'd like to see Jeter present himself as he does. Moves it on to Pinero. Pinero always has 2 players on him when he gets the ball. Jeter back to Condi. Condi finds Koziel in the middle. Koziel looking. Stockade trying to probe a little bit right now, but they're just, Elm City's stuck in right now.
They just collapse on the ball when it gets in there.
Good job from Condi to nick it away. Pinero gets the shot off on the left, deflects wide, and Stockade will have a corner.
There you go. Hoping it had some English on it that might fool Acosta on the bounce, but
we're in the 40th minute, approaching.
Went the other way with that. Pedro with the corner. In the shadows.
The GM, Randy Kim, making an appearance in the booth. Good to see him.
Low ball headed out. Stockade keeps it.
Pinero still trying to get the shot away. Wide again. Well,
looked like it
he definitely
deflected off somebody. That was way wide.
He likes a shot.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
Costa with the slow goal kick rolls it up. I think that's your Emerson. The mystery of Emerson continues. Number 2.
No, that's Semedo.
Dang it. Mike McGee with the ball. No, this is dangerous. Stockade gets it out up the right now, and it's lost over the line. Elm City.
I actually just don't think the guy's in the game. Because I added
spirit.
this.
Maybe
I added 24 Santos. I added
Chelsea?
24 Santos. So I think, like.
Wasn't there an Emerson on Chelsea?
There's
the Brazilian.
Yes, who came from Roma, I think. There's also Ederson, the goalkeeper for Man City. I don't think it's either one of them.
Kingston throw here, towards the end of the first half, down 3-0. Dutch guard trying to keep the fans in it. Wonderwall filling up nicely again.
Dutch guard trying to keep us in it.
Come on, Steve. We may need Josh to come in for his Mikey Lanzetta energizing move.
Yeah.
The Vespa comes in the game and just takes over.
Nice around the corner for Alcover. Lets it roll. Good block by Mike Condi.
Oh.
Santos. You know what?
Yeah.
I think he just went down.
That was a wrestling move there.
And that was a penalty.
Yeah.
That was in the box.
When you wrap your arms around a guy with your back to the goal, this is bound to happen.
Elm City Express.
Pedro, who was way away from the play, had something to say to the referee about it. Was that Condi who was doing the wrestling move? No, it was. I mean, he really closed.
I think it was Defont.
Yeah,
I mean,
Steve.
I still think the guy went down.
I don't blame
easy.
him when you're with that kind of grip. I mean, the ref's just waiting for you to fall. If you don't, you're probably not going to get the call. So
right. So Tyler Carlos is going to take this. This is the guy who hit the set piece, and he buries it.
Steve tried to make himself big there, but he went right. The ball went left.
Tyler
4-0, Elm City.
We have 3 timeouts left, by the way.
Yeah, reading the scoreboard, Steve Patch with the tour that it were with the timeout. How many mound visits? No, I don't want to switch sports, but once again, the ball is on the Kingston Tiger, and the orange player is standing over it. This is an all too familiar image. With the road support for Elm City in the background, now still three strong.
Well, we have another restart.
This is possibly the biggest home deficit the Stockade has faced in their history.
And there's a little tension here. Corby and Pinero are sort of doing the hands up to each other thing. Frustration is building a little bit.
And Pedro's palms up.
Rossi to Koziol, Koziol to Parada. Pedro getting drilled in the gut by Parada, but he takes over.
I haven't seen him back that far in a long time.
Back to Parada, I think. Trying to find Condi on the right-hand side, and he does in the sun. Back to Koziol. Koziol chipping up to Jeter. But Elm City calm, cool, and collected in their defensive third. And then turning Asante chested over to Sanchez.
That's a dangerous combination, those two.
Yeah.
Obviously. I mean, it just looks like they've...
And just completely in control. Koziol takes and gets a card for that. And frustration is definitely setting in.
Asante, he's a post-university guy. I thought maybe he was another Sacred Heart. Where is Post, Steve? Do you know? Is that located somewhere in the New Haven area?
I was going to say, I guess, Connecticut. It must be in...
I know Sacred Heart's in Fairfield. Right? I meant to look that up, but I was deferring to my New England expert that is Steve Patch.
Yeah, but Connecticut's not New England. That's still...
Nicely done.
That's still Yankee country down there.
I love the tribalism that happens up there.
That doesn't count.
I'm going to drive across the border to buy alcohol.
So...
Halftime, mercifully here.
Yeah, whistles the half.
And Lindholm on the field. Seems to be some confusion here. He's taking his team off the field. The coach is personally escorting him. Thought maybe I was going to talk to the officials, but that's all high fives for the Elm City Express as they exit.
Telling his team to get off the field.
Well, now the Stockade seemed to have an issue with the end of the half. It might have been. Was there no stoppage time added there, Steve?
I guess there was no stoppage time at all.
There really was not a whole lot of downtime in that So, I mean, you could maybe add a minute out of. Yeah, they're still speaking to the officials here, the Stockade. You look for any opportunity when the scoreboard reads thusly for this.
Post University is in Waterbury, Connecticut.
One of the berries, of course. Mm-hmm. Nice. Good research.
It's military friendly, too.
Is it? Okay. That's good to know. I would think it was a journalism school if it's called Post University, but that's just me. There's CW Post, which is down in Long Island, but that's a whole other can of worms. So 4-0.
Well, folks,
this is a big deficit, Steve. What do you?
4-0 at the half.
This is
I have
new territory.
Really have very little
club.
to add.
Well,
I have very little to add. They put 2 penalties into the net, a set piece, and a flick off a corner.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, there was one penalty. There's just one penalty. I don't mean to always be correcting you, but
that's okay. You can correct me.
There was the beautiful Shaq goal over the shoulder,
right?
And then the other set piece over the wall, and then that ghost corner that just went in off somebody's hip.
Well, I think in the interest of everybody involved, we should just take a break during the half.
Okay.
And we should let the Kingston
and think about the score line and
and kind of come out with a fresh start. We've got the new Pulse Nitro and United girls out on the field to play some 5-on-5 during the half.
Still a
and
few.
We'll let everybody just enjoy it.
All right, we'll see you for the second half, and hopefully Coach Lindholm will have a fiery speech for his charges along the line of Herb Brooks, maybe, but we'll see. 4-0 at the half, Elm City up, and we'll see you in a bit.
The attendance for today's game is 724. La asistencia del día de hoy es 724.
tell it when we start, right?
Substitutions. Stockade. Number 9, Creswick Michael. Going for Corby Mike. Number 7.
And subs are being announced.
Number 2.
Steve Patch rejoins me with
Bernardo.
analysis of these moves by the man you call the gaffer.
Number 15.
Okay.
Number 19. Wima Victor.
Well, I think
Going
the most
for
positive thing I can talk about in this game
Bruce Jeter. Number 23.
is the guy in the crowd with a Peru man.
I saw a kid too with a.
They played, I think, the most inspired game today, despite losing to the Bengals.
Yeah.
As much as I was excited to see my Spurs man assist a goal, the game-winning goal, the Peruvians were super strong. But now let's talk about a little Stockade.
Our local action, as we say, local soccer that you're supporting by watching this. We're being here. The attendance was announced, Steve, at 724 today at Dietz Stadium. 724.
Which I think is about on our average. I was actually looking at that. There was a list of NPSL
attendance.
Attendance.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I would trust that about as far as you can. Well, you never know. Some places don't even have tickets. He's offside there. Plays it on to Steve anyway. We got, that was Jorge for Elm City. Elm City attacking the Trailways end here in the second half. But the 3 subs, we'll get to those after Steve.
Well, I was going to say, as you said, you were correct, because now I went back to the tweet and I read the first line, and it says, with about 12% of the NPSL data in.
There you go.
Detroit City FC leads the league in attendance,
of course, always.
with Chattanooga FC second.
Yeah.
Okay. And so with the data that they have, albeit incomplete,
using the word data.
Kingston Stockade was number 5 in the league for average attendance, and our average attendance is 756.
All right, so we're a bit off the average.
Our median being 881. Our high was 1,014, which was last week.
I'm getting a headache from these numbers.
Well, I think it's good that people understand the scale of the support that we get here.
And there you see Michael Creswick in the game, one of the 3 subs.
Good job
came in for Corby.
By Guillermo keeping.
Guillermo came in for Jeter, and Matos is in for Steve DeFont. Those are the 3 moves made by Coach Lindholm during the halftime break.
So he just went. So if somebody gets hurt, that's it. We're down to 10 men.
Well, I know. I think he's got more personnel. They rarely run out.
Oh, that's right. We get more than 3 subs.
Yeah, there you go.
That's not.
Well,
that's
that's
not fair on the announcers.
You get used.
They bring in like 7 guys in 15 minutes, and then we don't know who's on the field again.
Elm City looks
to be. We get criticism from the interwebs. Okay, here's Creswick on the attack. I have a feeling like he's going to be hungry in this half.
He's been off for what, 2 or 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
He's been.
Yep. So I think he's looking to.
Here's a little handshake with
Pinero.
It's like, okay, let's do this. We got our mission. Here's a corner for Kingston.
Rossi coming in to take it. Good one. Headed away.
In swinger, headed out.
Parada trying to recycle it. Matos puts it back in far. Nice header by Koziol, but didn't get enough on it. And I'm not really sure why Danilo is going to pressure the goalie right there rather than
getting
get
back to
his center
yeah.
back position.
Acosta with the bomb.
Whereas
downfield.
Creswick has now fallen back to briefly play center back while Markovic kind of regroups.
Back through the midfield quickly by Kingston.
Finds Pedro. Pedro turns the corner. Is he going to put it in? Oh, and it's off the post. Parada with the rebound. Ricochets.
Cleared.
Parada with a great strike. There's an Elm City player down in the
on the goal
and the
line.
goalie's gone down
May have
too.
been a collision between two players. The ref way
But here's Sanchez
away from
attacking
that.
on his own.
Into the corner. Can he keep it in?
To Jorge.
Played it off the flag.
And it looks like the referee's finally blowing the whistle.
It's 100 yards away and easily. Still down in the goal mouth area. Man, Pedro with the shot off the post. So I would guess, again with the bad math, that's 4 crossbars and posts in the last 2 weeks for this team. Jeter had his share, I believe. And then the rebound effort there, too, was
great strike by Parada.
Tejera also hit the post last week. Well, it's a game of centimeters if you're using the European metric system, which in third grade they told us we were going to do, but they lied to us, Steve.
I thought they said it was going to be in a decade's time.
Well,
to look at us, now I'm 50,
yes,
and we're still measuring in inches.
When you watch the Toronto, the Canadian teams, you see the measurements in meters, this and that, and
kilometers.
Everybody's okay for Elm City. A little water break there. Yeah, so all of the soccer fans are accused of being very Euro-centric, this and that, and we still don't use full metrics at home, at least. But maybe when we're out here, it's a game of centimeters, and that shot by Pedro was pretty darn good. No, maybe that'll light a fire. Maybe that's the spark that they need. But
we got some sound from the gaffer.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's barking a little bit. He's clapping his hands. He's trying to put some fire into these guys.
Well, this is a showdown of 2 assistant coaches from 2 vastly different programs.
Oh, here we go. Good pickoff. Oh.
Elm City quickly back with it. Yeah, you had the Quinnipiac assistant,
over to
D1
Sanchez.
for Elm City, and the Bard assistant, D3 for Kingston.
Looking for Asante. Markovic puts it out. Creswick looks like he's playing a deeper sort of midfield spot as opposed to leading the line. Pinero's still up there with Pedro, and nice quick ball there from Guillermo to Pedro. Pedro turning. Referee's playing the advantage. Pinero's calling for it. Goes up and over. It's free.
Oh.
And he slices
tough
it
angle
wide.
there, yeah.
Is that Rossi?
Acosta had that covered. You think Kingston's going to have some possession this half, Steve? Elm City's going to play back, and I haven't seen them this far forward in well over 20 minutes.
Well, they're trying.
Fresh legs and all. 3 subs for Kingston. 3 very
wide.
Familiar names.
Nice header. And Pedro puts it in, and we get one back.
Next stop, Willoughby.
We needed that.
Next stop, Willoughby.
Great ball from Matos.
Pedro with his first goal of the season.
He's been, no.
4-1 now.
Pedro Espandiola, number 10.
Goal. There it is. Oh, the photographer takes a hit.
Guillermo just put it off the long distance lens right there.
So there is,
well, there's time. There is time.
Yes, there is.
You know, we haven't even seen the 10-minute mark elapse in this second half, and there's definitely a little bit of more of a bounce to the Stockade step in this second half. So, but here's Sanchez going to work again on that same right-hand side. Let's see if Matos and Rossi.
Wow.
Still got the shot off. Oh, wow.
Pedro helping him up and then shoving him.
Yep.
Or maybe some friendly chatter between the Brazilian and the Jamaican. Crowd chanting, "We want more," as Elm City works it. Play the ball back.
Into space. Pedro takes over.
You saw that
Pinheiro in the center. Pedro's probably going to try and take this alone on his left, and it's carried wide.
Pretty strong
shot. That would have been a whole new ball game. We would have been at the 56-minute mark. It would be 4-2. But instead, Stockade has a corner.
Tough angle there. Acosta had that covered as well, but some velocity on that.
Throws it in, headed away by Elm City. Prada takes over. Back to Rossi. So is Spike going rogue on the YouTube channel? Is that what?
I'm a social media. If I'm commenting, then I've been hacked.
Gosh, Sanchez does such a good job holding off Koziol there.
Flag is up.
And Asante is off. I'll tell you, Matos did a good job with that.
It's good to see the Orange setting up shop down there, too. They had a nice line of players ready to break forward there. At least on their toes now. Like you say, there were some flat-footed players in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's moved Pedro into the center a little bit. See? Oh, over the top. Can he control?
Too much bounce.
Nope. Creswick.
Oh. Yeah, if that's on grass, that ball stays down.
Yes.
I don't think we've ever played
Creswick
grass.
thought he was in alone, but well, I have to say it's exciting to see the gaffer making some extreme changes in his tactics here in the second half. I'm not really sure what is going on now between the official and Pinheiro. Looks like Elm City's going to bring on a couple of subs. We really don't have anybody left on the bench.
They may have sent some people home. That screen didn't it have Liz Simmons available?
And he was there in the first half.
Yeah.
But I'm looking there now. I see Jeter, DeFont.
Who else was on the available list?
Lanzetta was there.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. Elm City controlling midfield again. Forward with 3 orange jerseys back.
Juan Gatti was there. I don't see him anymore.
Elm City trying to make something out of this with just 2 players.
Shot and short side.
Optical illusion there. It looked like it might have gone in, but it's off the American football.
But yeah,
stanchion.
They brought in Guillermo, Creswick, and Matos. So there should be Liz Simmons, Juan Gotti, and Mikey Lanzetta on the bench. Oh, here's Jamal.
Yeah. Okay,
and I can see Juan Gotti all the way around the corner stretching. So maybe we will see them before.
Elm City is taking out Jorge. And they're bringing on midfielder Sean O'Brien, Southern Connecticut. Where Hartford City plays. This can get confusing over there on I-95. Mm-hmm. No, that's Central Connecticut. You can't really go east and west in Connecticut, can you? It's impossible.
Nice job by Creswick to get it away. Guillermo with Pinero. Pinero drops it to Condi. Condi looking to work it back to the other side.
For number 19.
Pedro's back on the left flank. Koziol and Creswick. And a giveaway. Looking for Asante, but
the difference of the halves here. In the first half, that would have led to a goal.
Yeah.
And now I think with Elm City is pretty complacent now with their, well, it's a 4-1 lead now, but let's let them rest on their laurels, shall we? Laurels perhaps they borrowed from New York Athletic Club, who keep winning. Inexplicably are high in the standings this year.
Sanchez still trying to work that 1-2 with Asante. Kingston takes over. Rossi with a little shuffle left. Creswick pops it up and over. Parada.
Stay with Pedro.
Pedro takes over.
He had his eye on that one.
Looking for some help. Finds Condi. Pinero peels off in the middle.
Oh.
Pinero trying to control the ball, doing a great job holding off the defender.
He wore that one.
And Parada couldn't get the cross in. Deflected away.
A little contact improvisational dance move.
Creswick takes over in midfield. So Creswick is basically, looks to me like he's playing a holding midfield position. High up and over. Pedro with the header to the far post, but Elm City takes over and looking to turn. Sanchez collects. Asante on the left-hand side. Good job by Matos to stick in.
It's an Elm City ball.
Sanchez waving to Asante because I think he knew that that he had him, but he couldn't find him.
Yeah, you wonder with this, how this team is 1-2-1 at this point. I mean,
yeah, they've been fairly dominant. I mean, we did have long, wide from Tyler Carlos. Whew.
And they lost their opening match at home, I believe, to Hartford. And that was in May. Then they didn't play for a month, and now they're playing the entire schedule from Flag Day until
Juan Gotti is
the solstice.
Putting his shin guards in, so it looks like he's coming on next.
By the right side here.
Condi slides it up for Pinero. Pinero looking in the middle, can't find Koziol. Back up. Anasta tries the pick and roll. Asante
he's
doesn't get the
waving
call.
off his own foul, even though the ref didn't.
Pinero.
He protested a little too much there.
That was a jersey pull. That should be a card. Danilo
You're getting cheeky here.
Taking exception.
Markovic is, there's the stare down. The Dolph Lundgren Now we're playing ball games. Fourth official stepping in to kind of...
I think Danilo Markovic already had a yellow card, so it's good that he didn't get another card right before the substitution with the little forehead rub that he did with...
He's off, and who's on for...
Juan Gotti came on.
Gotti is on.
So Juan's going to play a little bit more central than he does typically.
Creswick in the air there, just couldn't quite get to that one.
Rossi's going to stay out on the left-hand side. Juan Gotti is number 25, who came on for number 14, Danilo Markovic.
Kingston working the far left side now. The captain.
So Matos and Gotti are going to slot in at center backs, and we're going to have Condi and on the right, and we have Rossi. Yes. The booth has asked, can we confirm that Juan Gotti
That was a very quick sub. I thought
he went in.
He was about to get tossed, and the quick sub. That's one way to keep your player from getting...
Yeah. That's what I was saying. When he was forehead to forehead, I was like, don't
That's
do
why
it now.
Lindholm stood up and got...
Danilo Markovic
out.
went out. In was Juan Gotti, number 25.
Kingston with some control here in the Elm City half. Tried the far left side, flicked in. Creswick at the top of the box.
Good job winning it by off to Pinero. Pinero slides it along to Condi. Condi almost gets his pocket picked and then crosses the ball to no man's land. Elm City takes over. The Suns definitely...
That's right. We had this last week when Pedro lost one in the Sun. You can see the away support. The sun is in their eyes over there. The three guys that made it in from the Brick Oven Brigade. Their pizza flag.
Oof.
Long ball lands.
Guillermo working on the left foot. It's blocked and cleared away. And Stockade will take over with the throw.
So I thought the Vegas Golden Knights were going to pull an Elm City this year in the NHL, but the first year in the league and they win it.
Thank God they didn't.
And that's what Elm City did last year. Their first entry into NPSL, and they win the whole dang thing. Super Steve gathers that, and Kingston reorganizes now in the back. 68th minute. 3-goal deficit for the home fellas.
Well, a bit of the early spring in our step has sprung, I think, and
this is where you bait them into a cheap penalty, and then, you know, get that kind of cortisone shot of a cheap penalty kick, but maybe a bit much to ask at this juncture. They're playing it. Elm City doesn't seem to have that kind of Boston City flair for the dramatic. And these guys are nose to the grindstone.
Well,
they've been there.
Speaking of the cortisone shot,
they have the hardware.
The cortisone shot known as Mikey Lanzetta is about to come in.
Oh, nice. So. The Vespa warming up. I can hear the high-pitched engine warming up on the side. All the mods are going to get excited here. Mikey Lanzetta. A future fan favorite, I'm saying. I'm predicting that now. At a Hartsdale, New York. Plays his soccer at SUNY Cortland.
Creswick through the middle, trying to find Guillermo, but just a tad short. Carlos takes over. Pedro sticking in, won the ball, but
He's a riding Elm City
Creswick
player.
just decided to take the man while Pedro took the ball. And he has a card to show for
yellow.
it.
Wow.
We have another yellow.
So who do you put Mikey in for who, Steve? If you're wearing the white polo shirt of the coach, what do you?
Yeah, Creswick with the card, and now we're trying to figure out. I'm guessing that Mikey Lanzetta comes in for Tejera. I think maybe his race is run, or Pedro. I think
Pedro's looking over his shoulder. I think if it is him, there's going to be quite a Kozel coming off.
Parada. Wow, that's a surprise.
Polite applause for the captain and leading goal scorer this season for Kingston Stockade.
Substitution.
The captain's armband probably handed to.
Going in, Mikey Lanzetta for Matt Cosio.
I don't see the armband, but they're all captains at this point. Motivational seminar is in session. Down 3 goals. A mountain to climb here. The corner of Grandma. That's Joy's Lane and Grandma Brown. I used to know the intersection here. We're by the Forsyth Park Zoo. Let's put it that way. Our producer Dan Stone likes the peacocks in that zoo. Maybe it's an NBC thing. I don't know. There's Pedro with some work.
Gets it back on the right-hand side. Looking to cross low, over, and just out of the reach.
It's a corner. Nice play there. See it.
Rossi looking to put it back into play quickly.
I'd let Pedro play this one out. I think he's got more in him than he's.
Actually, it's Lanzetta who's going to take the corner. Comes near post.
Into traffic
and he puts it in.
Next stop, Willoughby.
Mikey Lanzetta.
Goal indeed. You got 19 on that, Steve? Or is it Guerma or off of?
I think Guerma took the corner.
I thought Guerma finished that one.
And Lanzetta put it in.
The lead is now 2 goals for Elm City, 4-2 off the corner kick. Into traffic it was, but it fell just to the right player. Unclear. I thought Lanzetta took the kick, or he took Guerma. Yeah, it's. I think that might have been.
It was 18 to 19.
It was
or 19 to 18.
Guerma put that in.
This is why we need replay. I got.
There it is.
I got old eyes here, squinting into the sun.
Well, if that wasn't
either way,
it's his first goal of the season, and it couldn't come at a better time.
Either way, you know, we're almost to the 73-minute mark.
I'm not going to bring up goal differential at this juncture, but every goal is,
4-2.
you know, you don't want any big losses on your ledger. When it comes to tiebreakers and that, you're in deep trouble.
And we've got Jamal Simmons warming up. So nice turn from. I thought that was a clean play.
Gotti with those all ball, right?
Yep.
Good to have him in late.
Yeah,
or medium late. 74th minute. There's an urgency, but I wouldn't say there's a tardiness here. Elm City corner.
Asante was definitely looking for the penalty there, but I think at this stage of the game, wasn't going to get it. Good header back across. Skonechny collects.
Sky ball there.
Well, it might be premature to say that it's getting exciting, but let's just say it's getting more interesting.
It's always exciting here, Steve. Dietz Stadium is all about
True, Spike.
This is a home.
I'm the master of the understatement.
Well, you know, you have that kind of New England.
Here's Lanzetta working again on the left-hand side, trying to get around the corner.
Moving those legs.
Called goal kick.
The Vespa. No, I like that, Steve. You had that kind of New England, let's not put away the snow shovel just yet approach to things. You know, when you think, oh, the spring is here.
Well, after 3 snowstorms in March and a snowstorm in April.
We're sunny June here. Live local soccer after a day of World Cup action from Russia. With the summer off for the U.S.
Like we're having is this a water break or?
Well, I don't think it's. Liz Simmons.
Yeah, Liz Simmons coming in for Rossi. Yeah.
To get a standing O. It's been a long time since he's been in there.
Yeah. Liz Simmons, number 17, comes in for Gino Rossi.
He's ready
number
with
16.
the hand claps. His wife and infant are here. Happy to see him on the pitch.
Asante around. Matos making a long run, sliding tackle, but goes over the ball, and Asante continues to.
He may have missed it, but he stopped his run. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
that.
he did.
A lot of work there.
He did cut him off.
Asante probably enjoyed watching that. Hailing from Ghana.
Lanzetta looking for Pedro.
He
collects. If he parries this, it's a 1-goal game. He's around the goal. He puts it in.
And
he's done! Pedro Espinola. Goal number 3 for Stockade. We're only a goal away. 14 minutes left.
A cartwheel.
He beat everybody and the goalie.
There it is, a brace for Pedro here. Life injected into the Dietz crowd. And then some. Next stop, Willoughby. They're going to try to derail the Express here. And it's leaving Pedro in for the whole game. It's not a bad idea. Steve might have taken
Oscar
him out.
Acosta is bewildered at this point.
The aforementioned laurels. I don't know.
And the service from Mikey Lanzetta was just incredible. So.
He's a hungry lad. Elm City back with it quickly. Now up by 1.
Looking to come back. Great job headed away by Creswick. Lanzetta clears.
Good clearance.
Looking for Pedro again.
Pedro very patient on that run, and he didn't unleash too quickly. And
Matos does a good job.
Waltz is around the keeper. That just draws in the crowd. A goal like that, where they can see it unfolding like that, is nothing better to liven up a joint. When a crowd can help direct him where he needs to go, even though he knew where he was going.
As
puts it in.
As I was saying, was it time to say the game was more exciting?
Well, it's again.
Or just more interesting. Now it's more exciting.
Now you're on the let's go to friendlies aspect of New England life. Okay, maybe we'll get an ice cream now. If we can get to the ice cream, then life will be good, and maybe this game will be tied.
Elm City with the corner. 78th minute. Collected by Skonechny.
He grabbed that one like it was a wedding cake slipping off the table.
But everybody was back except for Pinero, so he really had no outlet. So there was no quick.
Keep this long ball action going here. Elm City's mortified seeing the ball in the air. The bright green leather selects ball.
Creswick. Back to Lee Simmons. Haven't said those names in a while.
I feel like it's old timers day now. And I say that with all due respect. 31-year-old
Parada to Pedro.
defender.
Pedro in the middle for Lanzetta. Lanzetta looking for Parada. No. Turns. Crosses. Over Guillermo.
There's a big difference here. They're hustling for loose balls. It's good to see that.
Cut off.
Orange pursuit here.
Elm City looking to counter.
Calderon, number 4, towering over people for Elm City. He's an Iona guy. So he must know some of these Marist players.
Matos has done a good job back there. Yeah. Super, super tight.
Another slow walk for the corner here. The Elm City putting the brakes on it a bit here. Standard procedure.
Headed in.
Loose ball.
Carried away off the post. And skied by Tyler Carlos, who...
He had all day to run up to that one, and I think he was thinking a little too much about, don't hit the Trailways bus station. Let's keep it under 20 feet at least.
Guillermo battling. Wasn't able to win it, but stray pass goes to Juan Gotti, and he looks for Pinero on the left-hand side. Pinero has just been all over the place today. Relentless.
A lot of
Gotti
energy.
heads it up, takes over Lanzetta. Pinero gets back on side. Lanzetta goes left, looking to put it in, and it will be a Stockade corner.
All right.
Here we go.
This here. Last time this happened, this particular set piece resulted in a score.
Lanzetta does the short kick, finds Parada. Parada jukes 2 men. It's back on his right, reflects off, and it's ended in an inside game!
Nice.
Creswick puts it in, he's outside!
The Englishman.
Michael Creswick ties the game!
Unbelievable.
With a header! And Elm City are dumbfounded.
What a comeback by Kingston. The lads off the bench.
4 second-half goals. Michael Creswick.
Pointing to his number 9, his first tally of the year. Last year, in the last few years, these fans have seen that guy score left and right. No bigger goal for him than that one there, Steve. Reminiscent of his playoff goal.
Now it's time
to
get excited.
Yes, we're at Friendly.
This
Ice
is
cream
YouTube,
has been
right?
delivered.
We can swear.
The ice cream has been delivered to the New England.
Oh, I am surprised he called that back.
Elm City.
Guillermo very cleanly.
Coach of the year, standing up now, somewhat
picked his pocket.
His relaxed pose has vanished. He's now in the uptight kind of NFL.
Liz Simmons steps up.
Assistant pose.
Pinero comes in. Back to Lee Simmons. Off, and it's a Stockade throw.
4 goals here for the Stockade in the second half. Man, I have the feeling that a lot more than 724 people are going to say they were at this one.
Condi with the throw. Quickly to Creswick. Creswick just basically clears it away. Asante calling for it. Matos trying to play the offside trap. He was onside. Asante falls down, holding his nose, trying to get the call, but...
I see Sanchez. Shaq is now on the bench, Steve. It's 93 is no longer in the game, which...
Yeah, but Anthony Asante is still...
But I think without Shaq, he's lost some of his powers.
Oh, true. Whoa.
I mean, this whole team is...
Parada just went up and over.
Lost some
Elm
juice.
City tag. It's definitely becoming a more physical game now. Conde, Creswick sticks in, Pedro sticks in.
Sticking on each other there. Kingston ball there. Yeah,
now
fourth
we got a red card.
It.
An elbow to the face. A red card. Yep, he hit him. He's out. I believe.
Is that 7?
Yeah, I believe.
Tyler Carlos?
Yeah, Tyler Carlos, who scored.
Goal scorer against the red. Still pleading his case here, but I think the final scene in the verdict here, Paul Newman with the speech, it's not going to work.
Again, if we had replay, we could see that. It looked like he got up and whipped his elbow around.
Well,
I mean,
you have the referee facing the play and the fourth official right there. If you're going to do that, it's the worst place on the field to ever do that. And they always seem to do it right there.
Yeah.
So the palms up thing, they do that in the far corner, over by the goal or in the shadows. But I mean, that's 40 feet from us.
Meanwhile, the biggest drama of the game, and we're announcing the winner of the 50-50.
The 50-50 winner has been announced.
Is it your daughter again?
My daughter won last week. That money went to the college fund. So, you know, what are you going to do? It's the luck of the
I thought that, like, all members of the team and their families were ineligible.
There was no fine print. There was no lawyer present. But we got Stockade up. They got a one-man advantage
so Jamal
here.
Puts it back in play, deep to Pinero. Stockade now with a man advantage. Elm City
stated,
down to 10 men.
86th minute. I'm not going to write this script. I'm not writing it.
Even to get back and salvage a point is huge.
Well, it's
now if we can finish the job and beat them, that will be probably the most storied Stockade victory.
Well, I would
in
say
our brief history.
The Orange, you would call them the Cardiac Kids, if you will. They borrow that one from another Orange team, but this is an unbelievable comeback.
Matos just got a yellow card on the Sante. So. Number 2, Matos, got a yellow card.
There's Elm City with the kick in, and
Mikey Lanza with away, spins away, clears it away. Just continuing to go long. Pinero up to Pedro. Pedro just space. Ready on the hat trick. Outside of his boot, he hit the post! Oh my gosh! Outside of the right boot, and he hits the post.
It rolls off the woodwork. Wow. And a shove.
Elm City throw.
Very cheeky now.
Definitely getting chippy out there now.
The stadium was breathless as that ball rolled to the post.
Pedro on a hat trick. Almost. I mean, this stadium was about to levitate.
And that's after the
nice header by Matos. Parada up, heads it to Pinero. Pinero out to the right to Guillermo. Pedro, Parada curls around.
Good effort.
Collects. Does he get the cross in? No, and it's out for a corner.
Should be a Kingston corner. Yeah, no dispute there. 89th minute.
Parada was asking for some help there.
I got to say there's probably going to be some stoppage here for a couple of minutes. So we did have a few men down.
We had some injuries.
But
we had
overall,
plenty of substitutions.
Very obstruction-free. Magic here for the Stockade. The second
We've
half.
got Juan Gotti who's lining up to take this with the left foot. Curls it far post. Headed away by Elm City. Pedro running to collect. We'll regroup. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record. We say this every week. This Simmons goes long. We do not have the benefit of an extra time board.
No.
So when the clock hits 90 minutes, it's a guessing game.
Well, somehow they radioed it up here last week because our PA announcer knew, but we didn't.
Right.
So that information kind of seeps through the walls of the press box here at Dietz. Lovely roost that we have watching this NPSL tilt, and it's been a doozy. A barn burner, if you will.
Pedro tracking back on defense. Wins the ball. Condi, Creswick to Liz Simmons. Gotti's going to pull wide here on the right-hand side. He's looking for people to make runs. Tahara headed away by Elm City. Lanzetta looking to...
Pedro seems a little spent after that last one. He's been pacing on the far side.
Headed back up towards Asante.
He's collecting his thoughts over there, waiting for the next loose ball. Meanwhile, Elm City moving
Alcover.
up.
Now these guys were very active in the first half, Alcover and Asante. So on his left, ricochets off Matos. And here we go.
Yes.
Pedro, we're at full time.
Crowd to its
out
feet
with
here.
a Stockade throw.
Stockade with the surge here.
This is, where sometimes some of the, European announcers will say something like, if we tie, it's going to feel like a win. And this is one of those examples. So I feel like it's all gravy at this point. If we can pull off, I still feel like we've already pulled off the impossible. But Parada working just outside of the box. Lanzetta making runs in the middle. Creswick takes over. Finds Pinero. Pinero to Espindola. Espindola from a long way out, looking like he was about to shoot, but he dinks it into Guillermo, who's offsides.
Crowd loves the offside goal.
The crowd thought that was the winning goal, but it was not.
Just a few people. If we were smug soccer guys, we'd say, I remember my first game. But we don't say that. We're nice people. We welcome all fans here to Dietz Stadium.
I also just want everybody to know that we still have 3 timeouts left. So. Condi getting high up for that. And he puts it out off of New Haven. That's a stock. Oh.
A little help there from the Elm City bench with the man in his socks.
Alcover dancing, trying to dance through.
Jamal took an elbow.
Asante takes over.
Asante without Sanchez is just Ante.
Elm City, though, still could. Alcover is around.
Oh my.
What a great sliding tackle.
No angle.
Oh, what a great save off the post.
Cleared off the line
there.
Saved
off the post.
Gotti
by Juan Gotti.
Gotti, the man in the
Again,
right place.
And we don't know how much injury time there is.
Ref taking the ball now. He's going to look. Man, that would have been a heartbreaker. But veteran presence of Juan Gotti being in the right place on the post, the near post. Took that one right off his stomach. Gotti still stinging perhaps from the Argentina draw with Iceland today. He's expecting his countrymen to maybe have perhaps a 4-0 romp. Dare I mention. 4-4 here, stoppage time.
Konechny goes long for Guillermo. Lee Simmons chips it up over Pinero's head. Pedro collects.
Persistent, climbing on him. Now he's losing his temper and he's barking at the ref.
Sante gets away. Condi catches up with him. They're shoulder to shoulder.
He's just going to try to kill time.
And he picks Asante's pocket, clears it away to Parada. Hopefully Pedro still has a run left in him. Pinero takes over, back to Lanzetta. Lanzetta off the official. And again to Pedro, and it goes out. Elm City throw.
Yeah, the man in blue there in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Good job tracking back. Konechny chips it for Pedro. And it ricochets up to Pinero. Pinero gives it to Pedro.
Pedro surveying
Pedro looking for
space
somebody
there.
to make a run for him. Turned back. He's got 3 guys around him, tiptoes through them, looking to get a shot away, trying to get it up to Pinero. Parada is screaming for it on the left-hand
white shirts
side.
back there.
And then they're walking back, which is going to make me nervous.
Super Steve's got that.
They do like the quick restarts. Alcover, great job tracking back by Guillermo again. Does it twice.
Liz Simmons stopped him well, too. He was right on his back. Again, the
Parada
veterans.
up to Pedro. Pinero, who's got to be just gassed at this point. Pedro skipping through the middle to Parada. Parada looking out wide to Guillermo. Condi making a run. Gives it to him. Back and just in front. And that's the final whistle,
there
folks.
It is. My goodness. What
Tie
a game.
game.
What a game.
4-4.
Applause from the press box as the 2 assistant coaches from college shake hands. Lindholm going over to congratulate the Elm City guys. Getting everybody with a handshake as the orange smoke flares are lit by the Dutch Guard. A point for Kingston. Steve, can you believe we're saying that at this juncture?
Jeez. A tie that feels like a win.
The halftime water was bitter. Everyone was standing around saying, well, what do we, down 4-0. Haven't been in this position ever in this building. And look what happens.
Well, team who was feeling like we had nothing going for us in the first half had everything going for us in the second half. Think about how many posts we hit in the second half.
Yeah, they keep adding to that collection. Eventually those are going to be cashed
Pedro
in.
hit the post twice in the final 15 minutes.
Yeah. You see his name come up twice on the score sheet, and also Michael Creswick is a bit of a fan favorite. He's one of the original Stockade guys. To see him nod that home to tie it, it was just an incredible comeback by Kingston with some names, some familiar names coming off the bench, and I think maybe that was the strategy. I don't know. I doubt it. But the players applauding the Wonderwall here.
All I have to say is whoever left at halftime is sorry now.
Well,
right?
Where are you going to go at this point? There's no World Cup game to watch. What are you going to do?
I don't know. This was barbecues
the place
to be had.
This was the place to be.
But the people who stayed were definitely
that's
treated to quite a football match.
4-4 draw. You get the point. Very vital in these standings. Next week, this Kingston team goes to Brooklyn to play the Brooklyn Italians on Saturday night, right in the LIU campus in the heart of downtown Brooklyn. It's a great setting. If you're in the city, why not? It's cheaper than Hamilton, and it's much more entertaining, I can guarantee it. And then we're back for a friendly against Providence City the next night. Sunday night, we're here. Providence City coming in. They play in a league. They're in the Bay State Soccer League. They're supposed to be a lot of fun with their fans. And then the next home game is the 30th of June against Boston City. And the regular season concludes with a trip to Columbia University to play New York Cosmos B on July 7th. So that's kind of the slate ahead for the comeback kids, the cardiac kids, the Kingston Stockade FC, who you just witnessed an amazing game, and it even got Steve Patch excited, which is, I'm very impressed by that.
Well, thanks everybody who joined us at Dietz Stadium today, and thanks to everybody who joined us online. It has been a pleasure. I'm Steve Patch, my partner here, Spike Rousseau. Thanking everybody for tuning into really, I think, the most seminal game I've witnessed in my short time
Yeah,
here,
that's it.
watching these games. So
Kingston, Stockade, Elm
truly,
City.
truly inspiring,
Thank you
and
very much.
from everybody involved. You know, from the gaffer making substitutions at the half, changing tactics, going long. I mean, it's like everything that he talked about in the locker room in the halftime was clearly put to good use, and they made it one heck of a second half. That's
Well,
for
that's
sure.
like the playoff win over Hartford here. The similar type of energy towards the end of like the crowd just being ignited and
chanting, "We want more." And on that note, I think that people probably don't want any more of us.
Yes,
So
well, that was plenty.
We're gonna
what a
sign
day!
off.
What a day! Yes, and
All right.
maybe we'll see you for the Boston City game.
Thanks to our cameramen, Attilio, Sean, Kyla,
Good work with
and
the
women.
camera crew.
with Camerons.
Thanks to Dan
you,
Stone,
folks.
our producer.
Yes, thanks to Dan Stone, and a shout out to Kale Capuchillan, who's somewhere in the ether.
Detroit
Of
City.
Detroit.
He's meeting with the attendance people in Detroit.
Good night, everybody.
Take
Ooh, an
care.
appearance from Musa Kanat. Good night, everybody.